I thought about it some, and we're at about $70 with SFR. He does have track points, though, 6 of them, in fact. And so the first thing I noticed is we can spend 2 here. So just by doing this for 1, 2, he's going to get $40. So that's some of what he needs to be able to lay a token. So I'm going to just put this $40 on the board there. So the other thing that I see is there's an $80 one here. That says $80 on it because it's very difficult to get to it. There's another one that's $80 here. So now here's where the shenanigans get really crazy. If I want to lay track overseas, it's $10 times the number of C zones. So I have a port here. This is 1 C zone. This is a 2nd C zone. So I can spend $20 to lay this track and then get $60 in profit. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend $20 to get $60. So I'm adding $60 more to his money, and we're going to put a city here. Now, this one is just as many C zones away. Instead of going to this C zone up here, I just go to this one down here. So I'm spending $20 to get $60. So that is now our 4th track point. And I know this is crazy, but this is rules. This is exactly how the game works. So I just did that and put that in Greece over here for $60. And see, we hardly ever go down here, and you can see I'm just plopping all my money and stuff right on the board. But there's a case where we wanted to get $60 more. Okay, so now all of a sudden our company has 100, 25, 35, 45, $160 right there. We need $40, $80, $120 to lay a token. And so I'm going to take $120 out of all those profits, and there are still $45 left that SFR just made to lay that token. So let's go. And Mr. Medici is a sneaky little bugger, and you can never rule him out. So the company still made $40 in profit and was able to get a token out. And so he's going to do an OE run from Madrid instead of from Paris, which is crazy because he put a token in Paris thinking he would do it from there. But that's part of the gameplay, is you want to, you always have to adjust. So let's do it real quick. Constantinople was 80, Madrid, and then 40. And then, of course, he's screwed because there's only 2 whistle stops. So that's 190. So 19 a share is not a whole lot of money, and he only owns half. Oh, 190 divided by 2. Yeah, so 95 each. So we're going to just grab $100 for the company, pay 5 back. 100 for Medici, pay 5 back. But I think the big thing here for Medici is it was less about the revenue and more about the OE run, which he just pulled off. So he's going to go up 4 on the stock board. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes, because here's the thing. You go up 3 for the OE run first, and then, see, he made 190, so he has to make 180 to go up that 4th one. Because you always do the check. He almost wasn't able to make the 4th blip, but he made it. SFAI is going to definitely make it. So while we're here, SFAI has 2 trains, so he's definitely going to make it. Okay, all of that for Mr. Medici. I think he still has 2 track points left that we could have spent, and he will spend them to just upgrade one of these Italian cities. We are going to see a Italian government soon, so that is part of the reason why you're seeing him spend so much effort and energy to do this. So we're going to just upgrade this one. All right, so now we go to SFAI, and he's going to do similar things. There is actually an Italian city way down here if you're a government that you got to worry about. But for now, he's not going to worry about those. He will upgrade both of these. So there's 2. And 4. And for his last track point, I actually don't even know what he's going to do. He may forfeit them. He would like to get this up here, but that costs 3 track points, and he only has 2. And if he upgrades the city so you can connect to it, somebody else is just going to swoop in and take that money. So I think he's going to just stop. He would upgrade whistle stops, but there's none left. So he can't take any upgraded whistle stops. So his run is going to go from Paris, 1, 2, bypass this. Oh, he needs a token, or he can't go through here. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. I would say we could upgrade this, right? So he can get a port here, but there's nothing left to use for a port. He doesn't have a way So I think all that's changing then is instead of putting it in Naples, he's going to have to put his token here, which is fine. He's blocking the M company, but who cares? So he's going to put his token there. And so now everything's fine, because with this token here, he can come across the ferry. So Paris for 1, this Plum City for 2, we're going to bypass this, get here for 3, and then he can come out of this port and actually get to Constantinople for 4. And then for his 3 train, he can just go 1, 2, 3, like so. Or he can even go from Naples, 1, 2, 3. And so there you go. He's got his 4 and his 3. He's going to get a really good run. So 50 for France, 40 for the Plum City, 40 for the Italian city, and then 80 for Constantinople. And there is definitely 40 in whistle stops. Then he's going to get Naples for 50, and then 2 Italian cities for 40, and then 30 in whistle stops. So that's his run, 41 a share. And I am pretty sure he owns only 50% of that, so it's going to be 205 each. So let's go get Mr. Medici the money bags paid. And in fact, I'm going to just grab all the money here, because I have more bank money over here than they do. Okay, so for Mr. Medici, he's getting 205. And then for SFAI, he's getting 205. All right, and then SFAI also just did its first OE run. And so he's in great shape. And bumped up 4, which we already did. So now we have these final stacks at the bottom. And at the top of those stacks is WW, which is a government company. So we're looking at Russia here, and Russia is getting to a point where we've upgraded it so well, it's actually, there's really not much else to do. But what he's going to do is he's going to help his other companies out even more and basically spoon feed them so they can get his cities, because these are the last of the cities for him to upgrade. And remember, it's got to be something that the regular companies can access. So that's as upgraded as you can get without stealing the money from the private companies. Actually, there is one more upgrade he can do. We can get that one upgraded. So this just means we're dilly-dallying and somebody needs to buy that 5 train. The game's going a little too slow. I think somebody will. The 2 Italian companies didn't have enough money. By the way, the new train cost $475. So those 2 Italian companies didn't have that much. They had about 200 after doing their runs. Okay, so we're as upgraded as we're going to get. And so WW has an 8+8. So let's go get him paid. All right, so let's set up so you can see WW like so. All right, so we're gonna get, oh, I'm just noticing there's some track that got moved because I put the camera down, fixing that. Okay, so Finland, St. Petersburg, Moscow, Arkhangelsk, so that's 4. 5 is Kharkov, 6 and 7 are the $40 cities, and then 8 is Sevastopol. So really nice runs there. 20 for the lumber company, and then 70 for everything else, and then 20 for the Pullmans. 46 a share. He only has 2 shares, so he gets a whole $92. So Tchaikovsky is kicking himself for not having enough money to bolster his companies there. Okay, so WW is done, and it actually did quite decent. It just not enough to make a dent for Tchaikovsky here. So it does go up in value, and now it's Lizard, which is a private company. And who's after that? Then RCP. So we got some private companies now, and you might see one of them buy a train if they have the money. I'm looking at Lizard here, and he doesn't look too hopeful. But he does have a 4 and a 3 train, so he's going to do bunkers here. Lizard is in St. Petersburg, so he can do a big run, and I think we're going to do the 4+3 just like MSP did. So we're going to do a 7+7, and gosh darn it, I wish I remembered what MSP's numbers were, but I don't. So 40, Copenhagen, Scandinavia, St. Petersburg, Moscow, that's 4, and then we're going to do 80 for Constantinople for 5, and then 40 for 1, and then 40 for another for 7. Okay, and then we're going to get a $20 whistle stop, and then 60 for everything else. That's 43 a share. Why do I feel like MSP made more? But maybe it did. Oh, and so he has 5 shares, so that's going to be an easy split of 215. So 215 for Tchaikovsky. That's more like it. And 215 for the company is actually really good because the company might be able to buy something. We'll figure that out in a second. So we do want to buy a Pullman, but we might want to buy a train instead. So the trains are $475. So do we have $475 is the question. There's $400 right there. 10, 20, 30, 40 there. 50, 60, oh my gosh, 70, 1, 2, 3. He's $1 short. Did I do that right? That's 400. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 1, 2, 3. He's $1 short. Oh. Now, if we came over here and see, if you're a Russia company, you just don't want to do this because the whistle stops are all your friends. Oh, he's $1 short. Okay, so what we could have done was half cap. And in fact, we're going to. So he paid out $215 to everybody. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that $215 in half. So that's 107.5. So we're just going to take 107 from Tchaikovsky and give it to the company. Remember that the company can take half of its money that it made, keep it, and then only pay half out to the shareholders. And it can do that because look, Blizzard is way down here. It only needs to make $110. What did it make? Let me make sure, because we want to go up in stock too. We don't want our stock to get hurt. He made $430. So if you cut that in half, that would have been $215, right? So he's paying out for $21 a share or whatever. So, and that's the reason why he ended up with 107, 108 bucks. So it's going to work out fine. He's going to move up in stock. And now he can buy the train. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we're going to put $500 in the bank, take $25 back, and we are now in Browntown. So this is a permanent train. That we call them permanent trains, well, because it says the word permanent on it, but it doesn't rust. That's the reason it's called a permanent train. It will never rust in the game. You can keep this until the end of the game, and it will never go away. So that's the first beautiful part. And the second one is 55, 65. Okay, I have about $100. I was going to see if I can afford a Pullman, and I can't. So there's no reason to be selfish now, right? But Blizzard just opened a new age. And this new age is going to cause the game to go insane. We are now in the brown tech level. And RCP gets to be the first one to benefit from it. And Mr. DeGaulle is extremely happy about that. So let's put this down and show you what can happen. So the first thing is I'm checking his train. RCP just has a 3+3 train. So the red zones automatically upgraded, as you know. And so those red zones are now worth $60 each instead of $40. And this red zone, however, is what I was telling you. It capped out at 40. So it's not worth much at all from here on out. So this one, however, is now at $80. So it's worth more. But the first thing we're going to do is we're upgrading Madrid. Because it's in RCP's best interest to have Madrid up. He has a 3 train. So he's going to do a run from Madrid to Portugal to Casablanca. And Madrid was worth $50. It's now worth $80. So that's a big upgrade for Madrid. And if you'll notice, there's no more pass-throughs. It is now truly connected in all directions, and you can go through it now like that. That is a huge, that's what I'm saying. The things are opening up. The board and the map is going to open up big time with this. And That's a very good thing. So I'm going to put this tile in the middle of the board because we're going to be needing it a lot. The other thing is double whistle stops and everything. See, whistle stops are now worth $20 each. So we're going to take a double whistle stop here and upgrade it like so. And now we have two $20 double whistle stops for 2 more track points. So we're now finally going to start seeing some big runs. So with a 3 train, now remember this one has not done an OE run yet, and he's okay for now, but he eventually wants to get one. So this guy here is going to get $80 for Madrid, plus $60 for Portugal, plus $60 for Casablanca. Okay, then we have these 2 brown double whistle stops for $40. And then don't forget, we also have a $20 one there for $20. So he just got 3 $20 whistle stops. So he probably made the maximum amount he could make with a 3 train in this situation. So that's $260. And he only owns 2 shares. So 26 times 2 for him, 52. And 26 times 8 for the company is 208. Holy cow. All right, so 52 for De Gaulle. And 208 for the company. I'm looking at the company's money. He doesn't quite have enough. He has $300 and then some change. So he's not quite at 475, but after a stock round, he will. So he's going to be okay. But for now, that's what he's going to do. But the big thing is the brown tracks are coming out. And so Spain already got off to a big start. And then De Gaulle's going to get the benefit again with Bell. So now we go to France, and it's the same story. I'm trying to find a spot to put the camera that's not going to mess up our track. How about that? Okay, so we're going to do Paris because Bell is definitely going to benefit from having Paris upgraded. Paris is still a special city and it still stinks. Watch this. So see how it was the 3 dead ends? It won't be dead ends anymore, but it's going to be not much better. You now have that nonsense. So you can loop through. And that's it. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to upgrade his primary city that he's based out of. So it's just off the edge of the camera here. And that Y city is now worth 60, of course. And take note, there is no additional spots. Okay, Bell also just has a 3 train. So it's going to basically do Paris to Belgium, and then, we'll just go to Lille. So that's going to be 80 plus 60 plus 40. And then there are 3 whistle stops there. So, but none of them are going to be $20. And so it's $21 a share. And it's the same deal. There's only 2 shares owned by De Gaulle. So he's going to get $42. And Bell's going to get $168. So 42 for De Gaulle. And 168 for Bell. And Bell does not have enough for a train, but that will be fixed shortly. Okay, so on the stock market, Bell goes up, and now what you have left is MAV and SB. So MAV and SB are both Austria-Hungary companies, so you're going to see a lot of nice little upgrades here. And MAV is looking at the situation, and he wants Berlin upgraded because he wants to get into Berlin finally and put a token there. So I'm just trying to find the Berlin token, and I have it. So if Mav can afford it, he's going to pay for a token to go into Berlin. So we'll check that in a second. So that's 4 track points. And then he's going to upgrade. He's got a big debate going on here. If he wants to do an OE run, he needs to go through Poland. Because if he tries to go through Austria-Hungary, he's not going to pay all that money to go through our mountains, right? Because he has to pay to remove these tokens. And so it is beneficial for him to upgrade Austria-Hungary, but he knows that's just helping us because he's probably going to be going through Poland from here on out with his company. So in all reality, he's going to upgrade Poland right now. And Mr. Russia says, yes, let me show you the keys to our city. So Warsaw just got upgraded. And let's go see what kind of trains he has. We're going to do an OE run with Mav if he hasn't already done one. Because he's going to go from Berlin to Constantinople, but he's got to be able to buy a token. So let's figure that out. And I just got a text that someone's coming to my home. And if they do get here, my dog is going to go crazy. So you may see me abruptly shut off the video. Just know that it's just me taking care of things here. Okay, Medici here. He has a 3+3, but it looks like he has plenty of money. Here's $40 for the token. So let's get that taken care of first. He's in Berlin. That's a great place to be. And yes, he's going to go from Berlin to Constantinople. Now, one thing about Constantinople, we're in train phase 5 now, so the bonus is increased from $30 to $60. So that's important. And the other thing that I'm realizing while I'm standing over here is RCP is going to pay $200 and Bell's going to pay $150, and I'm just going to give $50 to RCP. We're buying Pullmans for those companies. And I know you're thinking, well, hey, they need a train. They're going to get a train because de Gaulle's going to buy shares of their company. So they'll get their trains. So they're just grabbing Pullmans because he's not going to go government with those two. And so we're going to just take 2 Pullmans. And I'm just going to set them on the board for now. And we'll hand them to him later. And then that's another $30 for the M company. Okay. So back to Mr. Mav here, and just so you know, Mav is going to do the same thing. So but he does not own this yet. He won't own this until after he does his run, but we are going to get that for him. Okay, so Mav is going to do his run, and remember we said the bonus is now $60. Constantinople has not yet been upgraded. However, it is a $50 city. Okay, $50 plus the $60 bonus, which is amazing. That's as much as London was. And then 80 for, no. Berlin is 90. So we're going to just add 10 more for Berlin. And then 40 for Warsaw. And then he has 3 whistle stops. None of them have been upgraded yet, so $30 there. So 27 a share, and he only owns 3 shares of Mav. So 27 times 3 is 81, and then 27 times 7, 189 for the company. So let's get Mr. Medici paid. 50, 75, 81 for Medici. And then we said 189 for the company. So do I have a dollar? I do. 150, 75, 85, 90. So I'm just gonna put 190 on Mav and put a dollar back. So that's real good. And then right now is when he would have bought the Pullman. And I know it's he needs to save money, but again, Medici is going to buy more shares of his stock. He's realizing that Mav is not as bad as we think. So Mav is going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. All right, and so now last but not least is our SB company. And I don't know if my dog... All right, let's see if we can squeeze in this last company before they arrive. Okay, SB, remember we still need to do an OE run with SB, but here's the beautiful part. Berlin, now that it was upgraded, is no longer a pass-through. So you see that there's 3 tokens on Berlin, but there's 4 spots. So we're gonna claim that 4th spot with SB, and we still have a $20 token because we've never put a second token out before. So we're gonna just pay $20 for that. So that's done. The other thing about SB is we only have a 3. We don't get whistle stops. So let's bear that in mind. And let's just upgrade some stuff. So we're gonna upgrade Vienna. So that's now worth $80. And I just realized something. Yes, I just realized something. We're going to pay $20 for a token, but it's not going to be in Berlin. And that might hurt us because it would be nice to have a token in Berlin. But I just realized Constantinople can be upgraded, and it's going to be upgraded to look just like Austria would. Oh, it's not going to have an extra spot. Never mind, never mind. Let's go back to our original plan. I thought maybe we would have a 4th spot so we can put a token there. That's not going to be the case. Go back to plan A. All right, so we just did that upgrade, and we could bypass Budapest. It costs track points, obviously, to do that. But for now, I think we're gonna just upgrade Budapest because we're gonna probably be counting that as part of our run. We could, of course, go through Warsaw, but I think this will help us to get more money. And remember, we have a 4 + 4 and just a 3. So that could be treated as a 7 + 4. So here we go. We can go from Constantinople, 1, to where Mav is, to Budapest for 2, Vienna for 3, and then Berlin for 4. Right, because we can bypass München there. Okay. So we can get there in 4, and then for our 3 run, we can go from Berlin to Warsaw and actually hit, Moscow. Now, you might be thinking, hey, we could do 2 OE runs. Yes, you can, but you only get the bonus once. So bear that in mind. You can't do 2 OE runs and then get the bonus twice. It doesn't work that way. So nice thinking, though, if that's what you were thinking. And so let's go ahead and do this. We're going to get 80. I'm sorry, no. We're getting 50 for Constantinople plus 60. Then we're going to get 60 for Budapest, and then 80 for Vienna, and then 90 for Berlin. And then we're going to get 40 in whistle stops along the way for 380. Then Berlin is going to be 60, and then we're going to get, Berlin is 90, so I'm just going to add 30 more to the 60. Okay, it's 60 for Warsaw, plus 90 for Berlin, and then it doesn't matter. We can go to Constantinople for, Moscow is a red zone, And that one is now worth 80. So we're gonna just add 80 to it. And so that's $61 a share. And we actually have 5 shares, so we're gonna just divide it by 2. 305 for us, 305 for the company. I'm very happy with that. So $305 for us, 305 for the company. We don't have enough. I'm gonna have to cut it, but just know that we did an OE run. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks for watching.